Hello guys, Rookie here. I wanna talk about something important today. About the fact that I'm really getting sick of playing ZZZ because lately it's been anything but fun playing the game. In fact, it actually has been a chore because I really am not enjoying the game at all. Nothing is fun of the game anymore. The game content isn't fun, the story isn't interesting at all, and even the events, the thing that actually did best compared to other iOS games. Yeah, started to become repetitive and obsolete. So yeah, I'm gonna explain the reason why I haven't played ZZ lately and why I feel like, for me personally, 2.5 is its last chance, because it cannot keep going like this. Because right now, the current state that it has, it cannot compete with other gacha games. And if you cannot compete it, you're gonna fall into obscurity, so yeah. Let's start with the main culprit, obviously being the endgame content, because the endgame content has been horrendously bad lately. The Deal Assault has become atrocious. The level design of the Deal Assault bosses are absolutely bad. Like, they're getting more and more scripted to each day. Like, I'm starting to feel like I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 rather than a action RPG. Like, what the hell? That is how bad ZZ has been lately with this boss design. And no, I'm not having any fun playing them. Not simply because I can clear them, because I actually showed that Imposter was able to clear the Defiler with my other free-to-play team. Quote free-to-play because he actually has his own engine, so yeah. But still, even when I was able to clear the Defiler with 3 stars, I still need a lot of luck to actually do that, because I need to actually maximize the resources in the last stun window, and absolutely be perfect just to get 20k points on the Defiler, which now I'm not able to do anymore because obviously HP goes up and up, and I cannot afford to keep wasting resources on farming more stuff on Arrow, because let's be honest, guys, there's only so much you can do with vertical investment, and there's still a lot of cards to actually level up. Case in point, my Monotone, which is far from finished, because due to the fact how little I played this game, and also how lucky I was getting with with the rolls for his disc, so yeah. Which brings me to my second point, why I'm not even having fun playing this game anymore. The grinding is so fucking bad, even for a gacha stand. Like, explaining why we cannot fucking farm the disc rights on our own. Instead, we have to rely on the stupid music store, especially to rely on the stupid ass bitch, which always screws me over. Like, I spend so much to get just a 1 crit rate piece for Manato. Nothing, crit damage, HP, crit damage, nothing. She doesn't want attack. She really doesn't want Manato to have crit rate whatsoever. Like, I'm really sick of seeing that bitch, the music store, which really doesn't make any sense. Why we cannot just farm the disc on our own like HSR we can. That at least will save some time when farming stuff. Also because I really cannot stand that robot anymore. She always screwed me over. Yeah, but another issue that the grinding of the has is actually the fact that aside from the fact that you have to level up so much stuff, way more than both HSR and Genshin. Genshin only problem being that you can only farm the talent material on a certain day, so yeah. But in comparison, you have to farm much more stuff in ZZ, the levels, the talents, the core talents, which all of the WNG, which all those things have different materials that you have to farm in order to actually level up those, so yeah. And also, the disk drives, the thing that gets me crazy about the disk drives, that not only the calibrators are rare as fuck, which means getting a 1 main stat for your calibrators is almost impossible, because the game doesn't give you calibrators at all. Like, you only can get those with events and maybe all of zero, if I remember correctly, with a shop. Even though those are limited, so yeah. But it really gives you nothing in terms of calibrators. And also, with the set calibrators, you cannot choose your main substats. You can choose only your main stat, but your substats, absolutely not. You cannot use the calibrators to the ghost, which means that even if you do get the main stat on a certain piece, there is a chance that it still could end up being bad. Because you have no control whatsoever about with the substats. Which is absurd. It is absurd that still haven't fin stat. Especially in considering that in necessary you can already do that. You can start to choose your substats. Which makes bully character in necessary much more easier than ZZZ. Like, it is absurd that I was able to build a freaking hook in one day. And 2 weeks and still haven't built my Monato. Like, that is bad. That is so absolutely bad. I really the game is I really not enjoying the game content because not simply because it's difficult, but because how scripted it is. How certain bosses really punish you if you don't have the right matchup. But also I have to spend time farming while not having the certainty that I'm gonna get a 3-star. Like, that is crazy because it takes so much to farm both stuff for your cards and you risk drives. That gets me crazy. That means it gets me crazy how much time I waste just for farming alone. So that's why I don't think vertical investment in ZZZ is actually a good solution, because you really need too much time and resources just to do a single card. Too much. So yeah. Another thing I haven't been enjoying at all about ZZZ is storytelling, because let's be honest guys, it has become quite repetitive and monotonous. Now it is always about the fucking artist. Like, ever since 2.0, or even before, ever since we defeated Bringer, it has always been about the fucking artist. That's artist. At the long run it becomes repetitive, guys, come on. Like, the only exceptions were 1.7, where we actually were dealing with tops due to Hugo, and 2.1, which it was more story focus about Yuzua, and even 10, the Salties were there, and also you could argue that his story quest also kinda didn't specifically mention the Salties. We didn't quite meddle with Saltist, so I guess there's also Yidari's story quest. But aside from these 3 exceptions, it has always been about the Saltist, which is crazy to me. It has been going ever since we stepped on the Falume Heights, ever since 2.0, guys. And it cannot keep going like this, because, guys, we defeated Isolde. We defeated the freaking boss of the Saltist. And the Saltist is still going on because they are not fucking able to catch one single woman, Sarah. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, about the rest of the story, about the other eyes, other fairy, that we still know nothing about. Nothing. The game is going at a pace so slow, it makes me fall asleep. Hence why the game is named Zito. And sure, some of you might actually argue that in 2.0, Genshi was kinda like that. He still hadn't fully exploded at all. Kinda true. But at least in Genshin there were consequences. In Genshin 2.0, in 2.0 in Genshin, we were at a fucking war. A fucking civil war where there were consequences. People were dying, characters were dying. And I'm saying just an antagonist, even characters that were very closer to our main protagonists were dying. So, and the implications of 2.0 in Genshin were much bigger than they are in ZZ. The stuff that was happening in Genshin was really much bigger. It was affecting the whole fucking Tevat. The whole fucking world. While here in ZZ, I mean, that kind of affecting you only so much, because they're affecting the Falume Heights, the war with the Saltist. And still we haven't learned nothing about this world yet. Nothing. Also, on a side note, I'm getting sick of the mystique aesthetic. I actually prefer ZZ before 2.0. We were in the city with a more urban-esque like aspect. Yeah, I kinda miss ZZ. I kinda miss visiting the central city, the plaza. Yeah, I kinda miss that aspect of this. I really don't like it from my eyes at all. I really don't like this mystique aspect that has gone. That he has gone to. I really prefer the much more urban style, which was a bit more fresh for a gacha game, especially considering how gacha games tend to do this. Like all 3D gacha games tend to do this, to be a little bit mystique, going in strange places, nature, while instead they actually navigating through a city in the made it felt kind of refreshing in a certain sense. And the fact that actually we lost that because we're going again with a mistake on a team. Oh, you are getting repetitive with this. It's already the third fucking time this has happened. This happened with Genshi, this happened with Cesar, and now with ZZ. We are getting kind of repetitive, Oyos, let's be honest. Another problem of ZZ has now, which I never thought I was gonna say this, but I had to say it. It's his event. Its events have become so repetitive too, so boring and aspire that really is making me lose hope about this game. Which is kinda crazy to say, because I actually like the events. I actually applauded the ZZ team because the minigames in ZZ were actually the best one yet. Better than Genshi and much better than HSR. But now they are always the same. Same thing about spending battery to get more stuff. And the chess saga event, which sure, when it first came out it was actually fun to play. But now HSR has Crazy Wars, which completely blows out of the water the chess event. HSR came out with one good event, and it's the best event that I fucking played in a long while. While ZZ keeps getting back the same fucking event, the forgotten event, which I don't really care at all. Like maybe for you, goodness, want to joke. You might care, but I don't, because it's kind of boring about it. You just take pictures while fun. It's basically normal gameplay, but you have to take pictures with it. To me, it's completely boring. And yeah, the events also are becoming really repetitive. Like, I'm not gonna spend too much time because, again, I haven't played ZZ a lot lately. Especially I haven't played the events. Oh yeah, also the gameplay. Some of the events are literally gameplay. Normal gameplay, but with a freaking different camera. Like, I remember that, like, how can you call that a mini game? How can you make an event about fucking that? At least HSR, when it does the events about normal gameplay, they try to mix things up. And not just by shaking a fucking camera, putting it into the like it is all the GTA. Or an isometric RPG, like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing, Z-Team? Like, what the hell? I'm kinda disappointed. I'm especially disappointed. Also about the current choices that these teams are taking. The greedy ass choices they're making about... sure, I understand power creep. In fact, to me, actually accept it because it's the normal state of a gacha game. Not that it's a new characters to sell. They have to be stronger than the previous ones, and the previous ones have to falter someday eventually. But I never seen my whole fucking life a company team developers trying actively to nerf a character so much like they do with Miyabi. What they did with Miyabi is disgusting, and I don't accept any justification of it. I don't accept any justification because it's to make people play other characters, which is completely bullshit. Because by nerfing Miyabi, you also nerf basically every ice agent except Idari, which eventually made playing Ellen, Hugo more difficult to those who actually play those two characters, and you gave even less reason to play those two characters because due to Miyabi's nerf, they actually have been eaten as a result as a collateral damage, which actually they become weaker after Miyabi got nerfed, paradoxically. Because the whole ice element was nerfed because of it, because freeze was removed in the majority of bosses. They became ice resistant, etc, etc. So yeah. Also, another thing that I really don't fucking understand. No, I do understand, but I really cannot accept is the fact that they fucking gave a 5-star selector behind a paywall. Especially the worst part is that some of these characters in this paywall are the characters that are gonna get actually buffed in 2.5. Burnice, etc. Yeah, those characters. That absolutely pissed me off as a free-to-play player. Pissed me off because aside from the fact that it could be a good chance both to restore good faith on your player base by giving one of all the 5-star characters, which with the buff will still be pretty strong to create game content. But aside from that, I'm pissed because OUS has never done a bullshit like that, a really bullshit like that. like either they gave you a 5-star selector and they available to everyone, or they don't give you one at all. They actually used to lock a 5-star selector behind a paywall. Not even with HSR they used to do bullshit like that. HSR that the game is actually known as to be the well paradise, the most greediest gacha games ever. They still haven't done bullshit like that. They sold you different things with the money. The skin, art, whatever, but at least they were important things that you absolutely needed to get. Instead, they actually sell you cards behind a paywall. That is bullshit. That really is gonna increase the gap between the free-to-play players and spenders to the fucking whales. This is gonna incentivize even less people to actually keep playing the game, especially when the really favors people who pull for new cards always. And that always keep grinding stuff. Like, what can I say? The biggest problem ZZZ has right now is that in order to play this game, you have to fully fucking commit to it, like your fucking body and soul, and to be both the most skilled and patient player ever, like you have fucking Shu, Kete, Io, content creators like that, or you have fucking Whale. There is no between, guys. That's what makes me crazy, because even someone who has a average skill or average luck that can actually play the game decently well, can even use some more complicated cards like Haru, maybe not Banyu, but you get the point. It doesn't play the game always, like every single day, because they have stuff to do in real life, because they want to play also other games in the meanwhile. Those gamers are gonna get fucked in the ass. Yes, because all you guys want to prioritize fucking all your time resources to this game. Either that, or you spend fucking money. That is bullshit. Because that is not possible. It is not possible that HSR, fucking HSR again, the game that is not to be greedy and stupid, the game that is known to be fucking well rendered, is not possible. That game right now is quite more free to play the ZZZ. It is not possible. Like, it was able to clear easily the past MOC12 with a freaking head and archer. And here they're not able to create the game content. What? Because they had to fucking create exclusive boss designs. I think that even HSR stopped with MOC. Bullshit. I'm really getting sick of this because of that. Because it doesn't respect my time. Because it wants more and more and more. Like, this is a freaking billionaire wanting even more money. As if they actually need more money already, so yeah. Also, I completely disagree with Arcado point about the game actually being a good thing that the game doesn't earn money. No, it actually has making the game worse. Because I never seen a bullshit like that in the Chester Genshin. Blocking a 5-star selector behind a paywall has never happened in the history of iOS. Maybe with the on-game part third, but I don't know about that. But definitely not with Genshin HSR. And I feel like if the game actually was more successful, they would have done that stuff. They would actually gave the 5-star selector for free. But because the game has been doing so popularly that they actually want to earn more money in order to justify the game, continue to support the game, yeah, they're getting more greedy and doing more bullshit in the situation because of that. So yeah, I feel like Ricardo take on that is actually pretty stupid. My last argument about ZZ's future is about that this game is actually destroying itself. Like, literally and badly, because it keeps getting choices that are even more dumb and greedy, especially with the reputation that this game has, that being the iOS Gunner game, and the fact that it hasn't exploded at all, neither in reputation or revenue, because even WoWa lately has been actually a good resurgence with the reputation, since it actually won the Player Choice Award at the Game Awards. So even that game is actually more popular than ZZ. And because of those things, it actually doesn't really paint a good look on ZZ's future. Because the game isn't popular, which means a lot of players aren't playing it. myself included, because literally I haven't played ZZ at all, basically. Only doing the story quest a bit, grandi formato, made nothing too crazy. Because of the low popularity, a lot of players are not spending money. There are few players who are spending money. Like, the used to wouldn't be a problem if the majority of players were whales, kind of like HSR. But because it isn't HSR, it literally needs money of the low spender to actually get some revenue going on. So yeah, so it has a lower revenue, which means that they're actually making more aggressive choices in order to push players to actually spend more of it. The problem is that because of the current state that ZZ actually has, because some players are getting frustrated with the current state of ZZ, which includes players from all skill levels, because there are even some YouTubers that are actually complaining about the current boss designs of the assault. So yeah, because of that, this players getting fed up with ZZ pushy decisions. They're saying to stop spending money on the game, or they just straight up quit it. That isn't a good look, in my opinion. And also, for the love of God, can you please stop insulting everyone that actually criticized this game for once? And also say that as a skill issue or something like that, because it is not possible every goddamn single time that you cannot criticize the game without without people telling you that you have skill issue. Like, without, like, just because someone isn't a pro player, isn't fucking Archu, doesn't mean that their opinion is less valid. Come on, guys, let's be real. It's not possible that someone, a YouTuber, has to put fucking 9-star they are so clear with 30k points in each boss minimum, just to say its opinion about the current the assault boss designs. It is not fucking possible. And even with that, some people still claim that person to have a skill issue, despite him clearly showing that he actually was more capable to create endgame content. So, like, what the fuck? Let's stop with this elitism bullshit. Because if we keep doing this, then I'm sorry, guys. It means that fucking Carlos and Totas was right about the biggest issues, which is it is full of toxic positivity. And I know guys, yes, I actually hate the clan of Totas too. I actually hate and despise that fucking Tecton Junior, because he is what it is. He's a fucking drama farmer that he does that just to create engagement for his content. But if there is one thing that is actually right about the ZZ right now, it's the toxic positivity. Because right now, the more and more try to criticize the game, the more getting shut down. And that is not a good thing. That is not possible. Because if this keeps up, this game is gonna become the new Genshin. Because it is gonna be the community is gonna only be composed of the same fucking members who think the same fucking thing about the game, which is gonna result in an echo chamber, which people repeat the same fucking thing about this game, which actually is gonna make the game worse in the long run. Because nobody is gonna criticize the game, nobody's gonna bring the issues to the game, because hey, you have skill issue if you're not able to play the game despite that, which at the long run is really gonna destroy this game. Because at one point the Z community, we actually say stop ZZ team, we have to change that. Like, we have to wait to actually release a the assault boss that cannot take damage at all, literally. Oh wait, there he is, the troll. The troll, not a troll. Like, stunner oriented, and actually it is difficult to stun. You cannot actually stun at all. You need fucking, I mean, it's a fucking joke, guys. It's a fucking joke. Like, my biggest disappointment is that, how can I say it? This actually has betrayed my expectations. I thought with ZZ being a kind of Wuthering Waves competitor, the US was gonna take a more skill-oriented approach, which means creating a gacha game where your skill actually matter even more so than you pulse and than you build, which initially was true, but it kind of lost its way. It kind of went to the same fucking formula that Genshin HSR did, with the exception that Genshin still is dodgy, still is the game that actually made them popular. So because of the of course, in mind that the fan base is, yeah, they can still going off getting money for them. HStar is still it is the most popular game right now, so even if there is some backlash because of it, yeah, it is really not gonna change at all. But ZZZ, with the premise that actually was created for it and not actually delivered it, yeah, it isn't a good looking. It isn't good look for the future. So that's why 2.5 would be the last patch I play. I play with ZZZ. Yeah, it might be my last patch. Maybe Shengguan or Chao Guan or whatever her name is gonna make me change my mind. Maybe she's gonna be so fucking fantastic that I'm still gonna keep playing the game, etc, etc, etc. Or maybe even with her, if I do get her, I might still think that this game has gone long enough. That the current state of this game is not long possible. Keep playing it, and keep making content about it. Because right now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not having fun. Like I've been playing literally everything else but ZZ lately. So if we really, so I'm not gonna. This is my plea for the ZZ community. If you really want this game to succeed, which you do want to, because you don't want another 5-star set to be blocked again, like in this case, please. Stop giving people, stop shutting down people criticism with the skill issue. Stop being fucking elitist. Please stop. Thank you. Because right now, if this keeps going, ZZ is gonna heal soon. Because ZZ right now is currently the weakest of the iOS games. With the exception of Focus Perfect, but yes, you know. I really don't hope that it goes down to this. But if it goes down this route, with the reputation that it has, with low revenue that it has, it might actually be the first iOS games to go EOS. So yeah, I really hope it doesn't come to that. Yeah, that's all for this video. That's overall my own thoughts about the current situation, current state. And I really hope 2.5 actually can change my mind and keep me playing this game, because the community actually, aside from the whole elitism thing, it actually is pretty nice. But if the state of the game doesn't change soon, then I might be forced to quit the game, because I cannot waste all my life playing one single game, especially a gacha game such as ZZ. When there are several tons games that I'm actually be playing, even in the gacha space. So yeah, if you guys enjoy my current thoughts about the state, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to not miss any future content that still might regard ZZ. If I still decide to keep on playing it, HSR, and any other gacha game content I might make. So yeah, and with that out of the way, I'll see you guys next year. Goodbye and take care. Peace. And meanwhile, I'm gonna play a certain house game. Happy New Year, everybody.